Hey everyone, this is Kevin Littleplant here, and in this short video, I want to update my Argument Ninja Dojo members and any other followers about where I am with the organization and design of my new Argument Ninja Dojo course. My goal with this has been to create a really multidisciplinary introduction to argumentation that highlights how argumentation skills are related to and overlap reasoning skills, knowledge building skills, communication skills, and persuasion skills. So in this picture from my iPad here, the A in the middle stands for argumentation, the R is for reason, K is knowledge, C is communication, and P is persuasion. Now, for quite a while, I've been thinking in terms of 5 separate, smaller courses on each of these topics. But I've changed my mind about that. My current plan is to do one course that integrates all of these topic areas and call it Argument Ninja Foundations. So let me show you the plan and the learning path. Here's our sketch with the A in the middle and the R, K, C, and P arranged around it. Now there are 4 dots that join A in each of these letters. Each of these dots represents a learning module on a topic that relates to the intersection of argumentation and whatever the letter is aligned with. So the first one above the A is the first module that deals with a topic relating to argumentation and reason. The first one to the right of the A is the first module that deals with argumentation and knowledge, and so on for each of the others. And as you move outward, there are further modules in the sequence within each category. Now, another dimension that is important in the Argument Ninja approach to these things is the distinction between the light side and the dark side of argumentation. What I'm calling the light side is where we focus more on fundamental critical thinking values and the use of argumentation as a tool for pursuing knowledge and wisdom and truth. The dark side focuses more on argumentation as a tool for influence and for social persuasion. This corresponds roughly to the way I sometimes talk about the difference between the dojo and the street. But both of these aspects, the light side and the dark side, are important because they're complementary. They're the yang and the yin of argumentation. So as you move outward, these learning modules shift their emphasis from the light to the dark or from the dojo to the street. Now, like I said, my original idea was to have a separate course for each of these branches, but let me show you a much better model. Our learning path is going to be a spiral. We're going to cover each of the level 1 learning modules first in sequence, and then each of the level 2 modules, and so on until we finish with the modules in the outside ring. So the learning path looks like this. You're the little red ball spiraling outwards to the outside. There are a lot of pros to this approach. The student is getting exposed to this multidisciplinary, multi-skill perspective from the very beginning, which is much better from a content standpoint because it's more accurate, and it's better from a skill development standpoint because all of these skills are actually interconnected and they're mutually supporting. So the student journey starts in the middle and gets a grounding in the light side within the controlled environment of the dojo, so to speak. Then as the student progresses, we shift more to the darker side and talk more about the psychology and sociology of how people actually think and behave and what factors affect the success or failure of attempts to persuade. So when they're finally done and they exit the spiral, they're more prepared to successfully engage with people on the street. That is, in different social environments. So this is how the curriculum is built up. There's an initial learning module for the center starting point, and then there are these sequences of 4 learning modules in each of these categories. By the way, this green lettering on the screen looks funny because the light green pen I used on my iPad is almost invisible in the video, so I had to type over those parts. Anyway, this gives us 4 sets of 4 modules, or 16 modules, plus the first one, which makes 17. Okay, here's a table with the module titles for each level and each category. So as you go down the table, that's one circuit around the diagram. So you start with the orientation course, and then you do, what is an argument? How can arguments help us build knowledge? What is the primary goal of communication? And what is the difference between a good argument and a persuasive argument? And then with this under our belt, we can jump up to the next level. How did evolution shape our ability to create and assess arguments? What is an argument matrix, and how do we build them? What factors influence how an audience responds to an argument? What is the elaboration likelihood model of persuasion? So you can see the topics becoming a little more sophisticated as we build out our knowledge. And as you move outward from left to right here, the topics become progressively more engaged with the realities of human nature and human psychology and what we've actually learned about the science of influence and persuasion. So the whole course is designed to provide a really good foundation from which one can then explore more specific topics and develop more specific skills. Now, what's the development workflow? Well, my goal is to use the Argument Ninja community to provide feedback on drafts of this content. Ultimately, these are all going to turn into videos for a big video course, but initially my plan is to produce these in text format with lots of images and then share them as posts or as web pages. Now, if anyone knows me, you know I'll make any excuse to draw cartoons. And one of my personal inspirations for all this is Tim Urban's work over at his Wait But Why blog, where he posts these wonderful long-form educational essays with tons of graphics and cartoons. If you've never visited his site, check it out. It's extraordinary. So my first draft of these will be in something like this format, much easier to revise and edit. And then the text and the graphics will be the basis for the videos that I'll produce afterward. And by the way, a learning module isn't a single document or a single video. The document may end up being quite long, so in making videos, I'd probably break them up into a sequence of videos. But within the module, I'd have other content to help with learning the concepts and practicing any related skills. So a learning module is a package that includes different kinds of content and learning resources. But they'll all start with the main document and the ideas that I'm trying to present there for each module. I'll be sharing these in the Argument Ninja Dojo community forum, so all the members will have access to these. So if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or somewhere and you're not already a member, you can think of it like Patreon supporters who receive special patron-only content. But I'm not using Patreon for this. I'm running everything through my argumentninja.com site. So if you're interested in supporting this project and getting access to this content, please consider signing up with the Argument Ninja Dojo. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.